Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the virtual launch party for the Diversity in Humanity. My name is Kaylee O'Keefe. I am the founder and CEO of Soul Excellence Publishing, the publisher of this book. And I also happen to be a contributing author to this book, which I am so excited now to be joined by almost all of the authors who have shared their stories. Authors, welcome, say hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
And I wanted to we're having a behind the scenes chat here. We are gathering together as authors, launching this book into the world, kind of coming out the other side of what's been a really interesting and challenging and exciting and emotional journey to birth this book into the world on a topic that's so charged, and really coming with a new perspective, a softer perspective, an open perspective, and one that uses our stories to really tap into the diversity in our humanity. And we're so excited to have this chance to share with you, those of you joining on LinkedIn, live or on replay, just some of the excitement, some of the energy, and a few special announcements that I have to share with you all as we gather together. But just to kick things off, today is the digital launch of the book, which means we've all downloaded a book on our device. And I have to tell you, authors, somewhere over the last 2 weeks, I lost my Kindle. And it's a Kindle from 2008 that I just love and is still working somehow. So I downloaded our book on my iPhone. What did you download the book on? Can you show us, what is everyone reading on today?
It's on my phone and my computer.
This is the new way that we're reading, people. It's on the phone. It's bite-sized. You can download this anywhere. And Reggie, like you shared, you can read it straight from the computer, which is pretty cool. But you can also read it on any digital device. It's available today for just $1.99 with all proceeds benefiting Elamu Girls, our 501c3 partner based out of Kenya. I'll share more on that. But before I share the exciting news, because I want to update the authors, you don't know something that I know about our book right now. So I want to share that with you. But before I do, just how are you feeling? What are some of the emotions that have come up as we've put this book out into the world today?
I can start with saying super excited, just very, very excited as I've gotten to just dig through the book a little bit more. I'm very excited for, the conversations that are going to be started, not only with people in the workplace, but with the individual, inside. So I'm extremely excited to see what we are kind of collectively building and growing for the rest of the world.
I love that. And before we gathered here on camera, a lot of us were sharing that not many of you got sleep last night. There was a lot of excited energy happening. How else are we feeling?
Kaylee, for me, I'm feeling gratitude, and I just want to say thank you and Soul Publishing for the opportunity to do this, for your vision, for your courage, and bringing together a collective group of voices to share with the world. Excitement, right? Encouragement, just a whole mix of emotions all together. And yeah, I was like that kid, like I said, waiting on Christmas morning to open up the present. So now the present's here and I'm just ready to enjoy it. So thank you so much.
Oh, well, you're so welcome. And I just want to share, as you speak to the vision, the entire mission of Soul Excellence Publishing is to amplify the wisdom of conscious, courageous leaders. And so it really speaks we're all here because we've all resonated with that mission, and we've resonated with speaking something new into the world that we feel just doesn't exist. And so I share in your gratitude, Reggie, and to all of us for coming together and doing this, because I also believe that collaboration and not going it alone, especially on these types of topics, is so important. So we're walking this together. What else are you guys feeling?
Kelly, again, thank you so much for including us in this project, because it gave us opportunity to kind of share our perspective, diversity and inclusion. And this is very meaningful, right? It is very critical to share perspective because we are living in this world where we have been various diverse set of people. It includes race, religions, and all that. Again, the beauty of it is together we succeed in anything, right, as a team, and then your best out of it when you actually work with these set of people. So I think that is very important for all of us.
Whew, yeah, I felt that. And, Rishi, you really brought me to something I share in the introduction to the book, where I share that diversity is our nature and humanity is our calling. Diversity is our default and humanity is our calling, meaning humanity is one of the most important virtues that we're invited to tap into, character trait we're invited to connect with, so that we can find ourselves having experiences like this one with a diverse group of people coming together with a big aspiration. And yeah, Rishi, I feel you. Thank you. Hmm. Anyone else want to
Kaylee,
Yeah, go for it.
it's good to say, as a first-time author, and something totally out of my wheelhouse was what a great thing today when friends and family reached out with support and story. How did you get here? Kept it kind of, I didn't tell everybody, so kept it kind of secret, and just excited for future conversations, not only between me and my friends, but getting to know you guys through your writing a little bit more too, because I didn't have the chance to read everybody's chapters, but looking forward to learning from all of you.
Mm-hmm. So, Karen, you're really speaking to one of the things that we do here at Soul Excellence Publishing, which is, we don't share the full manuscript with all of you until the book is live in the world today. And I think that it's intentional so that we can really kind of stay within our craft when we share our stories. But it also adds to this Christmas effect that you are feeling right now of like, ooh, and I want to read this person's story and I want to read this person's story. And like, I know that how I feel today is like, oh, right. Wow. I am surrounded by such incredible people. And I hope, and I know that you'll feel that today as you read these stories over the weekend. So a little behind the scenes of how we do things for those of you who are joining and who are watching.
KB, I always knew you could do it. So way to go.
Thanks for. I tried to bail out, but Kaylee said no.
Thanks, Kaylee, for not letting her bail out.
Yeah, we had a few calls. It's okay. It happens every time in every book. Don't you worry, Karen. Anyone else want to share? I have some specific questions just to dig into some more like nuance of today's experience so far. But anyone just want to share what else they're feeling before I announce some new news?
I would just add, I also feel grateful and I'm just very curious. It's interesting to release something to the world because at that moment, at the point of release, I don't know what happens from here. I'm just really curious to see where the conversations that we're starting go from here.
I really feel with we don't talk about every topic here at Soul Excellence. We really speak into the things that I feel are most important, most meaningful to engage on. And I talk about every book as sparking a movement. But to spark a movement, we have to engage in conversation. And, this conversation has been very triggering, especially in the workplace. And I really feel like we're here to neutralize that through our stories and like, can we take a deep breath? Can we really see people for who they are? And that's what we've all done is like, we've shared things in this book about ourselves. And I believe in doing so embodies how we want to interact and experience and get to know all people out in the world. And so, yeah, it is a leap of faith that we've stepped into, Quentin, for sure. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen at all. And yet, like, I think we can already feel that something special is happening as we gather here.
Sure. Kaylee, you said it earlier, our commonality in humanity. So for me personally, and I'm a little bit naive, I have to acknowledge that it is divisive, right? My wife was laughing at me this morning as I was, waking up, and I'm like, I may make some people angry. And she like literally laughed outright. She's like, "Oh, you think so?" but it doesn't have to be. And I think that's the point of the movement and the spirit, right? It doesn't have to be. Having these conversations can actually connect us, help us understand each other. and come together. They don't have to divide us. I think we've chosen and been led to believe that it's divisive just as a subject matter, when in fact it can actually be a catalyst to unite us. And so I'm hoping that when we go out into the world, as we have our movement will be that. How can we unite and harmonize humanity under our commonality, right?
I love that. A catalyst to unite. And, you know, Reggie, I'm remembering back to, I think it was all the way in November when our group was gathering, and one of our conversations together is really what sparked this particular version of the title and us really shifting into the diversity in humanity. I think I started off with a new vision for DEI, which is the context by which we're talking about creating harmony in the workplace. But I just love how you brought that word into the conversation, and it's really come alive through our energy, through the cover of the book, through the title, through what we're speaking about. So I also love that this is co-creative and collaborative and fluid as we get to work with each other throughout this process. So thank you for that.
And Kaylee, I was going to say that really has to be the future of us having this discussion. It has to be like a co-creation, right? It's got to involve everybody. So I think it's just like, this is just it's a microcosm of something that's even greater. So
I feel that it's like we're coming together and we're one group of people doing what we also want to inspire others to do. Like, this is possible, whether you're casting a vision for a book, you're casting a vision for an organization, you're casting a vision for how your community wants to come together. Like, it takes time. You know, we didn't write this book last week. Like, we have been gathering together and getting to know each other to get to this point where we can feel even more open. And I know today, after reading each other's chapters, we're going to feel that even more deeply. Well, let me share some breaking news before we chat a little bit more and talk about what's happened so far, what you're hearing from people, how you're celebrating later. So for those who are joining on LinkedIn, our book already has risen to the top of the ranks in 3 Amazon bestselling categories as of 12 noon Eastern, which means the world is hungry for this topic. It means that we're activating our networks. It means that actually all of us too are really practicing receiving support, asking for support. You know, this is a big thing of like that comes up when we do these multi-author book projects, is we ask our networks to support us. We put ourselves out there. So, all right, that's kind of old news right now, because over the last 3 hours, as like the whole US has woken up, you know, we've kind of rippled across the country. I'm really excited to share how many categories and what categories we have hit bestseller status in already. But just a bit of nuance here, because most people don't know this. When we publish a book on Amazon, we have the opportunity to select 8 categories. And behind the scenes baseball for Soul Excellence, we have like our reach schools, our safety schools, like our we should get in schools. Like, I think about it as sort of like applying to college when we pick our categories, because some are harder to hit than others. It's a very dynamic process. And so there's 8 opportunities essentially for us to hit bestseller. And as of 3 p.m. today, our book, The Diversity in Humanity, is a #1 best-selling book in 6 categories.
Wow.
yay!
And I think we could hit those 2 more. So let me just share. We're a #1 bestseller. I just got this hot off the press from Natalie. Organizational change, which I think is super important. It's what we're talking about here. Personal success. These are the conversations that like we know are happening everywhere, not just in the workplace. Organizational learning, business mentoring and coaching, business management, and this one might be my favorite, business leadership training.
Love it.
Hey, leadership, let's go.
Like, just this for all of us, you know, toast.
Haley, let's package this and change some organizations. That's the next step. Let's go to it.
Yes, like, I mean, just that slew of categories, and I'm like, there are a couple reaches in here, and like the 2, And actually, we are a number one new release in a category we didn't even apply for, which is super interesting, workplace culture, which seems
wonderful.
relevant.
Makes
So
sense,
that's
though.
amazing. That makes sense. So this is extremely auspicious. This is like amazing news at this point in the day. And it's not only speaks to the power of this book, to us activating our networks, but for those of you who have purchased the book, we thank you. And we also want you to know that all of the book proceeds are going to LMU Girls. And the reason that we do this is because conscious leadership requires us to come up with creative win for all solutions. And from my perspective, as we gather together, like it makes no sense for us to split these proceeds when we have the opportunity to donate them and to an organization that has become near and dear to my heart for the last 2 years. And again, I'll share more about that in a little bit, but everything that's happening right now is also supporting LMU Girls in Kenya, which just makes me feel like things are happening on multiple levels today. Let's just say that. So let me just congratulate you all. Yay. Amazing. And the day's not over. Like, it's only 3 Eastern. Like, the day is not over. We want to stay in the rankings over the weekend. So continue to share. Like, those of you watching us, please, if you haven't purchased your copy yet, it's just $1.99, available on any digital device or iPhone. Print will be available this weekend, but we really want your support today to help us rise and maybe hit 8 out of 8, which would make this group legendary in terms of Soul Excellence Publishing, because that hasn't happened before. Let me just ask, like, anything special has happened in your life today? So has someone reached out to you? Like, what's the feedback that you've gotten as you've shared this out? Because clearly you've been sharing it. We've hit 6 categories. Like, what have you heard back or felt back from your community and support network?
I think the best thing is like people willing to share, like just saying, hey, Kristen, I've texted all of my friends, or I'm sharing it with my network. Like, you know, just kind of this thing that people are just doing because they ultimately believe in what I have been saying, but also it's just kind of like the power of the group, right? It's the power of the group. So I love it.
Yay. Before I'll open that question back up, want to welcome Diane, welcome Marcella. So happy that you're here, our fellow contributors. I just edited full screen real quick and was like, is anyone else here? Yes. Okay. So I'm sorry if you were waiting. We're so happy you're here. So what else are you hearing? Kristen, yeah, I love, like, it feels really good when we are like, oh, people are really here to support us and want to support our work and help us on this mission.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else special that's happened so far today?
Kaylee, I've just had like an outpouring of support. You know, like I said, I was that kid in Christmas, so I actually sent my text out like at 5:44 a.m. this morning. Right? Couldn't wait.
He did.
Yeah, Karen got one of them, and some of our other friends, but almost immediately I got responses, right? I mean, there's just been an outpouring of support for the book, myself as an author, and the interest and excitement on the topic that we're talking about. Like, people are like, I'm glad you're doing this. I'm glad there's a forum. I can't wait to read what the co-authors have to say about this important subject. So it's been super, almost overwhelming in the encouragement, right? So far, that's all I've gotten is positive feedback and encouragement.
Love that.
Love that. Yay. Yeah, Melissa, were you going to say something?
I was. This was a fun story. So I've spent most of the day flying, so I hadn't been able to monitor any of the progress, and I'm really excited to hear all of this. So I was flying back today, and I was seated next to a gentleman who leaned over as we landed and said, I have the next book that I think you should read. And he had just published a book, I guess 10 days ago. So this is amazing that I'm seated next to another recent author. And so we were swapping stories, and we spent the whole walk through the airport sharing what was in our different books and swapping different publications. So he was on board, was really excited to buy this and take another journey. And it was just so much fun to share and make that connection today.
And to do so like IRL in the real world, like having that conversation. I love that so much. And yeah, it's like, that's amazing. I love that. Thank you. What else has happened? Diane, Marcella, how's your day going so far? And then we're going to talk about just why you felt called to share, but what else, what other good things have happened so far today?
Just a lot of support, like everyone said. You know, I've had friends and family and colleagues and just people from all walks of life contact me and say, you never told us you were publishing a book, and I've read it and this is amazing, and I'm in like the chapters, and I've gotten my coffee this morning and I'm supposed to be working, but I'm reading, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, thank you so much. So it's just been really heartfelt, and I appreciate the support, of course. As a first-time author at such a high level, this is an experience that no one knew what to expect. And so it's surpassed my expectations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love, Marcella, that you added yourself as author already. You know, like this is your new title,
yes.
Author.
Yes. That was work. Yes.
Let me, I'm going to see if we can, I got a message here from Claudia. Let's see if we can get her into the group. But yeah, let me just open it up of why you felt called to share in this book. We're going to go for about 15 minutes more. I love what we're sharing here, but why now? Why in this format? What brought anyone who wants to share to this experience? Let me see.
Kaylee, I'll step in. So I posted something on LinkedIn this morning, and you know, when I woke up early, I was praying that this would be a successful launch today, and God just put this on my heart and reminded me how I felt about almost 3 years ago when I saw George Floyd being murdered. Right, it's been almost 3 years, and like most people, had a profound impact on me, and I remember just being heartbroken and crying in my chair. Right, and I said to myself, I got to do more. You know, I'm going to be 60 next month, and I've been on this planet for a little bit. And my hopes and dreams, and I know my parents' hopes and dreams for me when I was young, of a different world and a better world and a more accepting world, we haven't gotten there yet. And so I said to myself, I personally have to do more, right? And so this is a step in that direction for me. You know, through James Jackson, who's going to join us in the summer, he started a Building Bridges podcast right after that to talk about these issues in an open and cooperative format. And I joined those. And so I worked with James in Utah Chamber, Black Chamber. And then, of course, you work with him in Black Utah. And that's how I met you. And then I spoke to you in September. And here we are. So that's how I got here. And I'm just happy that I'm able to do a little bit to help move this forward.
Oh, there we go. Yay. I loved what you shared, Reggie, and I saw your post on LinkedIn this morning, and it was so beautiful. And I love, of course, the way that we all got here, you know, starting with leading through the pandemic. And then that got me to know James Jackson. We worked on Black Utah, and then you and I met. Like it's all just been so perfect. And I saw your post on LinkedIn this morning, and it was so beautiful. And I love, of course, the way that we got here, you know, starting with leading through the pandemic, and then that got me to am I just hearing myself?
No, I hear it too. Okay. It's an echo.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it just went away, yeah?
Yeah, just stop.
All right. Yay. Welcome, Claudia. Welcome, best-selling author Claudia. Yay. We're happy that you're here. You made it. Well, let me ask, Claudia, we've just been talking about what special things that have happened today and why we felt called to share our story. So you're welcome to chime in on that. I also shared some exciting news, but I'll recap us here before we end with the world on that exciting news. So let's keep it going. Other things that have happened today, or why you felt called to share, a la Reggie's response, which was super powerful.
Yeah, I think the most surprising thing to me is recognizing that I was holding a belief that people wouldn't know about what I was doing unless I told them about it. And there have been people who have reached out today to congratulate me that I haven't talked to in years. And so just, it's been interesting, special, uplifting, feeds my gratitude heart in the best of ways that, you know, I don't actually have to amplify myself, right? Things are happening anyway. So that's just been a really cool surprise for me.
You know, having worked with, like, I think at this point, 375 authors and multi-author books, 4 authors on solo books, like, it never ceases to amaze every single person that, you know, we go through that trepidation phase, we put it out there, and then what comes back to us is generally just like things beyond belief, hearing from people that we've never heard from, getting opportunities that like we didn't even know existed. And so really something does shift when we choose to use our voice. And like you said, Quentin, maybe like it's not all on you, you know, it's not all on any of us. We get to come together and do this together, and it has a ripple effect. And so our stories, our message, how we've shared it, like this is the impact of really doing it this way with a community mind.
Yeah, one funny thing I'll also mention, right? Being an author, it's like you are marking yourself in certain places, right? After 100 years or so, still this book will be there somewhere, right? Somebody can pick it up, and there's author Rishi Kumar or Kayleigh or Claudia or Quentin, right? So look at that angle as well.
Oh, it's legacy building. You know, we are speaking into what we want to see in the future, and in doing so, leaving our own legacy as published authors. Absolutely. Claudia, what's your morning been like? Yeah, we were up early. I got your email at midnight, 12:01. Could not wait to share this book. Oh, I think you're on mute. You're on mute.
I was waiting for Santa all night. All night I was waiting for Santa.
Claudia, are you on? Let's see. Are you on LinkedIn?
You guys, I hear a massive echo. Do you guys?
You're on mute. Yeah. Are you on? Were you trying to join us live on LinkedIn? Maybe just close out the browser.
All night I am on StreamYard.
Because I only hear it when you come off mute.
I'm not on LinkedIn. I hear a massive echo.
All right, hold on. Maybe try, Claudia, you want to hop out and come back in?
Yeah.
So Claudia, by any chance, do you have 2 pages open?
I know. I think that kind of that happened. Like I just checked my LinkedIn in case we're open. I definitely want to hear, you know, we're talking about, hear how Claudia is doing. All right. Well, let's talk about how everyone's going to, well, before I want to ask how we're going to celebrate, but anyone else want to share about why this message? Why now? Let me keep my eye on Claudia. Reggie's back.
I kicked myself out.
We want you back in.
I get voted off the island.
Maybe a better question is like, what do you hope readers take away from your story? For those of you watching us on LinkedIn, hi Dawn, by the way, it's so good to see you. For those of you watching us on LinkedIn, you have the opportunity to get to know each author's stories and perspective and insight on this topic at a virtual summit that we are hosting next Wednesday and Thursday. It's all happening online, incredible talks straight from the book, straight from their chapters. Would love to see you there. We'll put in the link after we've closed off and signed off so that you can join us. So there'll be plenty of time to get to know each individual story on a much deeper level. But anyone want to share a takeaway or two that they want to kind of offer to the reader as they go into the weekend to read your story in particular?
Yeah, I can say, because I work with leaders, I am really excited for organizations and leaders to read my chapter, just because I think that what's been happening is employees are so like, empathy, leading with empathy is something that we have been missing from instilling in leadership. And I think it's really starting with yourself and then moving into understanding and having conversations with other people to get to know people a little bit better. So I'm really happy that people get actual tools and actual things that they can do to improve their leadership and their culture as well.
That's for sure what they get in reading your chapter, all about feeling seen, feeling heard, offering that gift to ourselves first. Absolutely. Anyone else want to offer a takeaway for their reader? And then Claudia, let's see. Can we hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that is amazing. Yes.
My spasticness, so spastic today, so spastic and excited and eager and gleeful, like when I was a little girl. I just, I don't know if everyone's just hugged each other, like for doing this together.
Let's do another
Hugs,
one.
hugs, hugs, hugs. I'm so glad I'm doing this with you. That's what I mostly feel, because I mean, you've already talked about it. I was watching you on LinkedIn, like a little match girl from the outside. And then Kristen was like, get on Slack. Thank God. I was like, I'll just watch you guys. Cheers. I've been nervous. Like, so I've had a lot of composure throughout, but really, like most of you have said, there's this open and vulnerable and raw feeling. And it's, for me, you know, how we talked about the fear of going public. It's triggered, Reggie, what you were talking about, like just sort of abandonment. Like, how will folks receive this part of me? They know all of these parts of me, but how will they receive this part of me? So it is in some ways like lovemaking with the audience. Like, how do I open up and you know, and show you this, and will I be received, right? Will I be received and taken in? But at the same time, what helps is Kaylee, because she's created this place of secure attachment. What's helped is all my other secure attachments, like Kristen. We've been in touch and sort of just cheering each other on. You guys on Slack, like all the tools that I need to feel internally safe. And truth, just being like, you know, here we go, boldly leaping. And I'm almost sure this is what we all teach, which is just put one foot forward. And so we're embodying what we teach. But there's jitters, but I'd much rather be with you. That's why I didn't want to miss this at all. I really needed to feel the comfort of you guys. And like, we're doing it together, right? Aren't we doing it together? So that's where I am. That's my vulnerable share as I join my brothers and sisters in leaping together. It's like we're all bungee jumping like this, like ready, 1, 2, 3.
Like that, you know, when they form like a star, when they parachute out of the plane. Yeah, I know we have some Air Force veterans here on this call, you know, something like that.
A little more spastic with me in the middle. I'm the one everyone's going like, get on Slack. Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Can people resonate with that? Yes, or yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all like
Absolutely.
ourselves. Yeah, Marcela.
And Kaylee, my takeaway, thank you so much for sharing that, Claudia. I'm so glad you can join us. My takeaway for the readers, and I've always wanted to say dear reader, so now I can say dear reader, right? Would be what I said the other day, which is we are one, right? Oh, if they can open up their minds and open up their hearts to the concept that we're one planet, one humanity, one race, one people, right? And that our diversity is by design and it's beauty in creation, right? And what harmony we could have if we all resonated just like we've been talking about. I like watching nature, and I'm just going to do this analogy real quick, right? So I'm one of those Nature Channel geeks, right? My kids are like, "Come on, Dad, can we watch something else?" Right? Animal Planet 24/7. But there's this explorer, and I think it's in South America, where there's bees that form those big hives over the cliffs, like the outhangings. They have these big, gigantic hives, right? And their defense mechanism is if something gets too close, they all bat their wings at the same time, synchronized and harmonious. So it looks like there's a gigantic eye blinking at you. And it fends off all their predators because they're united in harmony and unity as one. So imagine the power of mankind if we could optimize all our diverse abilities and talents and just act as one. Can you imagine all the good we could do in the world if we could just come together as humanity? So that's my message, dear reader.
And Reggie, I'll touch on that because you talked about nature, right? So I'm gonna go with nature a little bit too. And like one of the most special moments for me was like going to the botanical gardens and seeing all of the different varieties of just incredible plants, right? Everything was different. And I think that that's exactly how we are, is like we've spent our lives thinking that we need to be like others, that we have to be like others, and just really celebrating, like stepping into our uniqueness, our unique gifts, how we do things, how we think, how we rest, how we are, and that it's always been okay. And so I think stepping into that allows us also to feel more connected to other people, because it's not about competition. It's really about coming together and collaboration, which is what you said.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yesterday I was in a group and they talked about there's a mini chakra right here. And it's a uniqueness chakra. It actually, it's right below the throat chakra, and it's also in the area of the invincibility chakra. And so it really makes sense that as we're stepping out, right? As we're stepping out into uniqueness, it makes a lot of sense, because we're moving away from being like everybody else, and that's sort of the norm. How the wobble begins, but that uniqueness place, the more we strengthen it. I love that, Kristen.
Yeah, I love that too. Thanks, Claudia.
I feel like this is my time to make a plug again to join us at the virtual summit. Like, can you see what's happening here? Do you hear these amazing authors and what they have to share and how we're coming together? Like, yes, we want more. We want more. We want more of this in our lives. So please join us there. And I mean, Reggie, I don't know what else to say to what you said. Like, that feels like the wrap message too, before we talk about how people are celebrating. But Diane, I want to bring you into the conversation. How are you doing on launch day?
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I just landed after a week, almost a month traveling in Europe. So I'm a bit sick, and then also jet lagged. So I'm trying to hear you all. I don't look excited, but I am. I just want to say I also and then I think somebody mentioned legacy, and then I just want to tell you that my part was about the story of 3 generations of women engineers, from my mom. I was born and raised in Indonesia, from me to being raised in China and came to Canada and US. And this timing is very interesting. And my daughter is graduating next in 2 weeks with her engineering degree, and then she's going to become a 3rd generation of women engineers. And that's our family legacy, and that's we were writing about from across all these countries with different background, that the 3 of us, from my mom to me, and then from Canada, from Indonesia to China to Canada to US, and across the continent, that we were able to do this. And then and now it officially become our legacy. And with this book, it will be so special. And then and then I'm going to present this at her graduation. It's going to be one of her graduation gift. So it's going to be extremely special for our family. And so I can't thank you enough, Kelly, and this group for your support and for this amazing experience.
It's such
So
a beautiful story.
beautiful,
Congratulations to you and
Diane.
your family and your daughter.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Diana.
And
Thank-
Diana, in your like seeing the pictures of
Yeah.
the 3 generations, it's amazing. So I loved your story as well. So thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for
Thank
sharing it
you.
with everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I was going to say the same thing. It's amazing. Congratulations to your family.
Yeah.
And hope you feel better, Diana.
Yeah. It was a week conference, and then I lost my voice. So yeah, but it's the biggest industrial automation conference, and it's really good. So I really had a great conference, and then I met with some great technologies and had a lot of learning. So yeah, so I'm just coming to the end of it. So. And just sent me my T-shirt. So I apologize, but I can't wait to see what happens. I'm gonna log in and to see what happens. So
And it's all happening, and I love that this will be a gift for your daughter. I can't wait for the print version to be live over the weekend, so we can we can feel the pages. You can sign copies. Like, the wave just continues. Like today, as I share with our audience, we're really focused on hitting Amazon bestseller, which we already have hit in 6 categories, including, what was my favorite one? Business leadership training. Absolutely. But then we'll have the wave of the print and our summit. So like, this is just the start of our journey. And Quentin, as you mentioned, the kind of leap into the unknown of what happens when we put ourselves out there. And yet, of course, the feeling of doing it together so that we don't have to go it alone, again, is an example of us embracing our humanity and the fact that, yeah, if one of us is sick, no problem. We've got you. We're out there sharing, you know, if one of us feels scared, you can share that with the group. Like, we have created this space together, and I'm super grateful for that. So let me ask you, we're coming to the end of our time for today. Again, join us to hear more from all of these incredible authors, but let's talk about celebrations. What is everyone doing tonight to celebrate, to acknowledge themselves? Like, let's hear what you're doing. How are you celebrating this occasion?
I'm a little under the weather like Diana. So like Diane. So I'm gonna sleep.
Tea and rest, a beautiful way to celebrate. Yes.
And I'm gonna rest, exactly. So. And then tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm the most spoiled one here because I live in South Florida. So I get to go to dinner this evening and celebrate with our wonderful leader here of Soul Publishing. And so I'm grateful. Thank you so much for inviting me tonight. I'm excited to go to dinner, and I hope to meet all of you guys in person one day because I feel like we've been through such an amazing moment and experience, and it's an exciting time, and I'm just excited to share it with you guys. So if you're ever in the Fort Lauderdale area, you're welcome to come visit.
Come to Soul Excellence headquarters, essentially the Laureate, Marcella. And yeah, we're going out to Planta Queen. And I just felt like we had to go there because of the name Planta Queen. And like, we're stepping forward on the throne, sharing our story, sharing our mission. And it's also in walking distance. And for those of you who know me, like, I just need to walk places. It feels so good. So yay, that's how we'll be celebrating. I can't wait. I'll see you in a few hours. What else is everyone else doing?
Going to dinner, so having some Cuban food for dinner, celebrating, and I'm really celebrating all weekend and all next week. So it's not just one.
Yes, girl.
It's a big deal.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah. Haley, I had a big surprise this morning. My beautiful, wonderful, thoughtful wife, and I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning, came up and told me she's chilled some champagne. So we're going to have a champagne toast this evening. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so romantic.
Even
lucky guy.
Yeah, I will also join the party by going for dinner tonight with my wife and my kid. And luckily, my birthday was on 18th April. It's just like 3 days back, so we were not able to celebrate that day because of the week. It was a weekday, right? So definitely, weekend is going to be some fun.
So
Wait, did you just say it was your birthday a couple days ago?
yes.
Okay, all right, yay!
Happy belated
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy best-selling author day! Yeah, bring it all together.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Congrats to everyone.
Anyone else doing anything special?
Extra dirty martini. For sure, 3 olives. And we moved to a building that's right on the water. So there's so the lower levels there's a restaurant right on the water. So reservations there and dinner, and it'll be beautiful. They have fire pits, although it's hot now, but that's just beautiful. So super easy and grand as well.
I know that is your celebratory drink. Yep.
Beautiful. Yes. I'll be thinking of y'all.
Yeah, share pictures on our Slack if you're out toasting, if you've got a pic, someone takes a selfie of you and this book before we have our paperback. Share. Would love to see it. And yeah, I'm just grateful that we were able to come together to celebrate one another, to share the very exciting news of where we stand in the rankings, and still time to go. There's still opportunity for us to raise money for LMU Girls with more digital downloads. So if you're watching and haven't gotten your copy yet, I'll post the link. But if you want to do it right now, just go to Amazon, search the Diversity and Humanity. You'll see us all there, ready to share our stories with you. And I just want to thank each of you for being on this journey together, for stepping into this experience, for sharing very vulnerably in your stories, and for saying yes to do so at the summit next week. I feel deeply that we are speaking a new vision of creating harmony in the workplace, starting from within. And so thank you to each of our authors. Thank you to those of us who have supported our book launch so far and continue to do so. And I just want to say congratulations. Really, the success that we're already having has sort of blown me away. I wasn't sure what to expect with this launch in particular, given the topic, given everything that we've been talking about as a group. And I think it speaks to the energy that we've put into this project together. So on that note, thank you. Congratulations. Thanks for everyone for watching and supporting us. You are so welcome. I can't wait to see your celebrations this afternoon. And of course, we'll reconvene on Wednesday, 9 a.m. sharp. I'll kick us off.
Kelly, before we leave, let's take a screenshot picture with some
Oh,
thumbs
gosh,
up.
did I forget? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's see if you've got your book. Well, I don't know if I can do a screenshot and book. Can you, Rishi? Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think we can do that, right?
Okay. Let me get it set up. I love how the whole world is watching us. This is so fun. We're behind the scenes, also completely public at the same time. This is cool. All right. If you have your copy, if you don't have your copy, it's okay. Just smile for the camera. All right, I'm going to count us down. Ready? Smile. 3. Wait, Karen, we got you.
Oh, sorry.
All right, ready? Yay. All right, smile. 3, 2, 1. Yay. All right, hold on. Let's do one more. Oh no, I just hit a button that magnified me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On. How did group? There we go.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a different look. Well, let's try this one.
That was nice. I like that one.
Okay, let's try this one. I mean, it's a little close, but why not?
Well, it's up close with the authors. There you go. I'll even read it more. Ooh.
3, 2, 1. All right, we are pushing all the boundaries of technology today, people. StreamYard to LinkedIn to different views to in and out. Honestly, this feels like the hardest part of my job. Bringing the book together is so easy, but yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. It was great to celebrate together in person, in real time here, and share your celebrations in Slack. And thanks to everyone for watching and supporting us on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kaylee. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.